Hello, I'm reading from Oppression and Social Intervention by Ira Goldenberg. And I'm going to read the end because it deals more with solutions. I recorded a video earlier. I'm sorry about the lighting, but it didn't take. So I'm re recording it now and see if it'll take so I can get this up into you. Toward a conception of human possibilities. Each age writes its own epitaph. Indeed creates its own eternity with respect to how it conceives of man and how it conceives of change. We either as heirs or as participants in this timeless process must assume the responsibility for defending, changing, or destroying that which we have inherited or wish to bequeath to others. It would not be fair to state that in the final analysis, humankind defines itself through the societies in which in it chooses. I'm sorry. Let's start that sentence again. It would not be unfair to state that in the final analysis, humankind defines itself through the societies it chooses to allow to be born and to live, and those it decides must be killed. The problems of social intervention, no differently from those associated with the creation of totally new societies or settings, are problems which can be understood in terms of the particular conception of man one elects to infuse with both meaning and validity. The societies that we create, that the means we choose to create them, and the ways we go about changing them are all concrete instances of how different conceptions about man and about human possibilities determine the form and content of the societies we build, perpetuate, alter, and terminate. The infusion of meaning and validity into a particular conception of man is not a scientific act, neither does it have anything to do with a purposefully dispassionate pursuit of accompanying it, or that accompany it. When, for example, Skinner, 1971, tells us that a scientific analysis of behavior disposes autonomous man and turns control he has been said to exert over to the environment. He is not making a scientific statement any more than he is providing us with an accurate overview of history. Similarly, when our humanist friends lash out at Leibniz's nomads, seek to canonize the subjective aspects of our nature, or warn us, as Polanyi 1962 has, that one may disassemble a watch and examine all its parts and reassemble them without learning anything about the meaningful function of the watch or about the nature of time. They are being neither scientific nor philosophical. Statements about the nature of man are as much political statements as they are attempts to decipher the hidden symbols and meanings of our collective soul. Their function is to provide the rationale, establish the expectations, and encourage the development of those social structures through which self-fulfilling prophecies are actualized. The importance, for example, of what Waters 1948 has called mechanomorphic views of man. Views of man which hold the human being is essentially a reactive processing apparatus driven by built-in instincts, physiological drives, and imprinted habits. Is the legitimacy that lends to those like Skinner, for whom a society essentially led and managed from whom a society essentially led and managed by elitists represents both the ultimate form of civilized living and the highest expression of social purpose. In short, whether a man is dethroned or ennobled with respect to his centrality in the universe is as much a political problem as it is an issue of philosophical content. The social interventionist, no differently from anyone else, cannot be viewed as acting in a socio political historical vacuum. The processes and goals of social intervention take on their meaning as much from the future as from the past. The importance of what has been called a conception of humankind is that it provides a semblance of continuity to the social interventionist enterprise. Its function is to make action both intelligible and meaningful beyond the exigencies and the immediate situation. And this is crucial. We decide what our society is, we decide what our community is. And yes, it's good to protest, it's good to make demands. But one thing we have to understand is that if an institution cannot give us what we want, then we must build new institutions. And at this point, I think it's safe to say that in the United States, we need all new institutions. And I don't even care about the old ones. They don't produce anything that benefits humanity or that benefits us on any level, physical, emotional, or mental. At least physically, they used to provide some physical sustenance, but they are broken. Hospitals are not healing people as much as they're harming. Um, Political people are not pushing policies that are keep us safe as much as they're destroying everything. Um, None of the institutions, you can go down the line. Families are breaking apart. Neighborhoods and communities are breaking apart. So we need all new institutions. We need a whole new construct to undergird us as a society. We need all new things. We can live on the rot of the old, but we're going to fall. It's all going to fall in on us. And we're going to have to build new ones anyway. Better to build them now before the rot of the old one is just completely decayed. So I hope that this has been helpful. I'm going to read some more from this book. I thank you again for supporting me. Take care of your mind, take care of your body, and be safe. There's more waves of COVID coming and a new disease coming. So let's be safe.